What's up guys, Julian Goldie here, and in today's video I'm going to teach you exactly how to optimize your on-page SEO so that you can get more leads, traffic and sales to your local business. Now before we jump in, please make sure you subscribe if you want more videos that are going to help your local business grow. So let's jump in. What I would say about local on-page SEO is that it's really not that complicated. It's just basics and advanced basics. And if you can follow the formula that I'm about to show you, then you will learn exactly how to rank #1 on Google. So how does this work? Well, the first step is to make sure you reverse engineer your competitors' content, because you want to figure out, right, what are my competitors doing? How are they ranking #1 already? And then how can I improve my content so that it's even better than theirs and I can now rank them on Google? So how do you do that? Well, what I would recommend doing is with the keyword that you're trying to target, plug that into a tool like Search for SEO or Phrase.io, and that will reverse engineer your competitors' content and automate the process so that you don't need to manually click through every single result on Google and figure out what you need to do next. And the beauty of tools like Surfer and Phrase is that this will automate most of the competitor research so that you can then figure out, right, how long should your content be? What sort of keywords do you need to include on the page? How should you optimize your titles? And what sort of questions should you answer on your page? And if you can figure all of that out, then you can write content that's even better than your competitors and outrank them. And the beauty is as well, your content will be more updated, more comprehensive, and a more useful resource, which means that customers are more likely to convert on your page. So once you reverse engineer your competitors' content and you figure out what you need to do, it's then time for step number 2, which is to create dedicated pages for each of the keywords you're targeting. So let's say that you're a plumber and you're servicing the New York area. What you could do is create a dedicated landing page just for plumbers in New York. And when you publish it, you should structure the URL so it's specifically targeted towards that keyword. So it could be plumbing.com/New York plumbers. And you replace the words after / with whatever keyword you're targeting. And this signals to Google that you're targeting that specific keyword. Now also on page, you should have titles around plumbing in New York. Your content should be answering any questions around that. And you should try and figure out, right, what are my customers looking for when they type this in on Google? And the reason for this is, if you have one single landing page that's targeting lots of different keywords, for example, plumbers in New York, plumbers in Texas, plumbers in Manhattan, then it's kind of confusing to Google and it's also confusing to the customer. And it doesn't speak to one person in particular. It doesn't really solve anyone's problem. So instead, create a separate page for every single keyword and make sure you're very targeted. And the beauty of this as well is that if you create a single dedicated landing page to every keyword that you're targeting, then it's much easier to convert that traffic into sales, which is the most important thing, right? And this brings me on to my final step, which is conversion rate optimization. So the better your on-page metrics are, the more engaged people are on your website, the higher the chance of Google ranking your content #1. Because if you write amazing content, you may rank #1 for a few weeks, but if people jump on your page and then bounce straight off because your content is crap, then you're not going to be at #1 for a long time. Google's going to measure your on-page metrics and say, wait a minute, people aren't interested in this content. They're not engaging with it. They're jumping straight off within a couple of minutes, and therefore we shouldn't rank this content #1 anymore. So it's really important to optimize for the traffic that's landing on the page to convert them. And how do you do that? Well, there's a few sort of tricks you can use. The first one is obviously to optimize for mobile devices. Make sure that when people land on your page and they're using a mobile phone, that as they scroll through the page, it's a very clean, nice design, and it's easy to use on a mobile device. Also, make sure that your page speed is very fast as possible, because if your page takes a long time to load, people just don't have the patience for that. They're going to land on the page, jump straight off, because they couldn't be bothered to wait for a few seconds for your content to load. And seriously, this comes down to like a few seconds. So the faster your content is to load, the better your on-page conversion rate will be. Also, you want to make sure that there's a very clear call to action with your content. So when people land on the page, direct them exactly what they're supposed to do next. And that may be booking a call, it may be sign up for a quote, or even buy your service online. Whatever they need to do next, make sure it's very clear on the page. And you can do this by having very little distractions, and just make sure your content is very clean as they land on it. Other things will help your conversion rate optimization too, for example, social proof. So if you can include some reviews or testimonials from previous happy customers, then that will go a long way in convincing new traffic that's just landed on your website and doesn't know who you are to sign up. Because testimonials are the most powerful sales tool for your business. It's basically other people saying, this service is great, you should buy it. And then when other cold traffic lands on your website, they're more likely to be persuaded to buy too. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you. You now know how to optimize your on-page local SEO in 3 simple steps. By the way, if you want more local SEO tips, feel free to download my book, Local SEO Mastery. That's available at goldielocalseo.com. I'll leave the link in the description, and you can download that instantly now when you jump on the website. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help.